Word to your mother, boys and girls. It's your boy Sniper Wes coming at you here from the oddsbreakers.com on Sunday, September the 29th, 2024, with some NFL football plays for you guys. Don't forget to check out the Oddsbreakers. Tons of stuff over there. There's free plays, there's articles, there's the podcast by my buddy Kiev O'Neill. Is a good buddy of mine over there, so go check out the Oddsbreakers. You can find all my premium selections over at Picks and Parlays and Winners and Winers. And I'm going to actually be with Loud Esmond. I'm going to be at the Ontario Strikers Indoor Soccer League game tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a podcast on the Winners and Winers channel if you want to check that out. And yeah, that should be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get to these free plays, though, because that is why you are here today. So I'm going to start with Atlanta and New Orleans, okay? I like the Falcons here. So you can catch them about -3 right now. So the Falcons, they've had this game circled for a while because if you go back to last year, the Saints beat the Falcons 48-17. So, not only do the Falcons have revenge for that, but the Saints punched in a TD at the end of the game when they didn't have to. So they kind of added insult to injury or threw salt on the wound, so to speak. So, the Saints offense, they came back down to earth, too, against Philly last week. Atlanta, they played a good game against Kansas City. They didn't cover, but they did play tough. And with the revenge and with that game from last year, I like the Falcons to get the win here. I'm going to lay the 3 points with the Falcons over the Saints. Also like the Jags plus 5.5 over the Texans. So the Texans are not as good as people think, I'm telling you. And a lot of power ratings, they're like in the middle of the league. They're not even a top 10 team. Don't be fooled by the Texans. Granted, the Jags look terrible. Yes, they do. But this is a good bounce back spot here. I remember also, too, the home team is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings between these two teams. So it seems like, nobody can really figure this game out, so to speak. So that's actually the road team. Excuse me. The road team is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings between these two teams. So probably a good public fade too, because a lot of people are going to be on Houston, but I'm going to roll with the Jags. I think it's the sharp play. I'm going to take the points and the Jaguars. Also like the Broncos plus the points over the Jets. So the Jets, they have extra rest, but I kind of like Bo Nix, and I trust Bo Nix. I think the Broncos are going to do well here. Obviously, they beat Tampa last week. Denver has a really good defense, and remember, Bo Nix, he does have some mobility, so he can get yards instead of taking sacks. Remember, too, it's the Nathaniel Hackett Bowl. So that could get the Jets up. But honestly, I think Sean Payton gets his guys fired up for that because he's the one who was talking the smack to or about Nathaniel Hackett in the media. So I think he's going to use that as motivation for his guys. And I like the Broncos to do well plus the points over the Jets. Also like the Raiders plus the points over the Browns. I get it, no Devontae Adams, so it's a little bit scary. I think someone else is out for the Raiders too. But, they looked really bad last week. But Cleveland doesn't look great either. They don't have to travel. Minshew, he did not play well, but he usually doesn't have 2 bad games in a row. So I think he bounces back here. If you remember Antonio Pierce, he called the whole team out, and the coaches too. So I like to play on teams that were just called out in the media because usually the team rallies and shows up. And not having Nick Chubb is just hurting the Browns. And they're pretty banged up all the way around on the injury front. So I like the Raiders here plus the points over the Browns. Your final lean is going to be Sunday Night Football. I like the Ravens minus the points over the Bills. So going to roll with the Ravens. They don't want to go down 1-3. 1 win and 3 losses, obviously. The Bills, this is a prime letdown spot for them, right? They're 3-0 in the year. Everyone's screaming their accolades. So this is the year the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs. The Bills are going to go to the Super Bowl. So I can kind of just see them blowing this game off. Josh Allen, he's been playing well. He hasn't been throwing interceptions, hasn't been turning the ball over. But I think the Ravens actually get some turnovers here, and I think the Ravens are going to get this game. Remember, Baltimore lost to the Raiders last time out on this field at home, which was an embarrassing loss. So they want to give their fans a home win. And I like the Ravens minus the points over the Bills. Let's go ahead and recap. I like the Falcons over the Saints. I like the Jags plus the points over the Texans. I like the Broncos plus the points over the Jets. I like the Raiders plus the points over the Browns. And I like the Ravens minus the points over the Bills. That's going to be your free play video today. 5 leans for you for the NFL. Sun's out, guns out. Hope you're doing something fun for the weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday tomorrow with some more free plays. And until then, sayonara.